You can keep it the whole weekend and only pay for one day. But this is a limited time offer, so stop into Sunbelt Rentals today, Northwest 27th, just a quarter mile east of I-75. For more information, just give us a call, 352-369-9101. 352-369-9101. Sunbelt Rentals. Get it done, rent it now. 352-369-9101.
Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA. Ocala.
All right, 5 minutes after 9 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. One of the things about doing this job is that we have the unpleasant task of telling you about people in our community or in the world or anywhere in between that has been abused or by somebody who is an abuser, and you quite often will see disturbing photographs of the aftermath of that abuse, and you have to wonder, how did this person ever get back to having a normal life? I'm sure there are many, many different things that have to be done, but one of those things is physical in nature, and how do you do that? Dr. Benjamin Stong does that. How do you pay for that? Dr. Benjamin Stong does it for free. Can you believe this? This guy's a hero, Robin.
He is, very much so.
Dr. Stong is on the phone. He's a dual board-certified doctor in head and neck surgery, facial plastic and reconstructive surgery. He's the owner of Kalos Facial Plastic Surgery in Atlanta. He's talking about healing abuse injuries pro bono, that means for free, right, in our English language, through the efforts of the National Coalition Against Domestic Violence and a team of plastic surgeons across the country. Wow. Good morning, Dr. Stong. Thank you. What an honor. Thank you for being on the show.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Where are you right now?
I'm in Atlanta. I'm actually just at my house right now.
You must see the aftermath of people when they're at their worst.
Oh, absolutely. Domestic violence is a messy situation, and it's not always straightforward. There's a lot of gray lines in between on victim versus somebody who's assaulting somebody else, and it's not for us to necessarily delineate who's at fault, but we need to make sure that they're in a safe environment and that they're clean and sober.
Right. When you hear a story about somebody who got shot in the face, for example, I mean, I can only imagine what kind of damage has happened, inside the face, the mouth, the nose. I'm guessing all of that has to be reconstructed. Am I right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, the gunshot wounds to the face there's a whole spectrum of how severe they can be, from almost no trauma with somebody who's very lucky and the bullet just missed any vital structures, or all the way to somebody who could potentially be a candidate for a face transplant, where they have almost no remaining visible structures as to who they are. So it's a complicated situation.
And this isn't just domestic violence where women are the victims; men are victims also.
Oh, yeah. I think that's one of the shortcomings to our talks nationally about domestic violence is that men can be victims too, but in our society, it's often drilled into young boys and young men that it's a weakness if they stick up for themselves, or or if they tell other people. In fact, I think of the two genders, first of all, domestic violence in both genders is underreported, but I would say it's probably significantly more underreported in men.
We could probably imagine some of the worst case scenarios, and I don't want to waste your precious time talking about them. Instead, I'd rather you give the information that will help people who are listening, and I'm guessing that's the whole purpose of this radio tour. So what do, let's say there's somebody listening, they know somebody, or they are somebody who has gone through domestic violence, they do have some issues that could perhaps be repaired, maybe some scarring or whatever. What do they do? Who do they call?
Well, so it's like I said, it is fairly complicated. The National Coalition Against Domestic Violence is the largest domestic violence organization in the United States, and it's really a filtering organization for distributing patients to surgeons to help them. And they work with the American Academy of Facial Plastic Surgery, and I know all this sounds complicated, but the American Academy has a program called the Face-to-Face program, which I volunteer for, and many surgeons around the country, facial plastic surgeons around the country, volunteer for to provide pro bono reconstructive surgery efforts in their local communities. Obviously, if a patient can stay close to home and have the procedures done, that would be preferable. And so, but you have to get into one of these filtering programs. And so if you call or touch base with the National Coalition Against Domestic Violence, they can sort of get you into a program and then help find a doctor to perform your reconstructive surgeries to fix any scarring or broken noses or whatever your issue from your situation is.
Oh wow!
And their website is the ncadv.org.
Okay, ncadv.org. Robin already has that actually on the website, so that's good. And there's an 800 number as well?
Yeah, there is. I don't have it on me. I can.
Okay. Robin gave it to me. I often let the guests say the number just in case we have it wrong. But what I have is 1-800-799-SAFE. Does that sound right?
Okay. Yes, yeah. It does. Yep, it is.
Okay, 1-800-799-SAFE. Is there any advice you can give to somebody who has recently gone through something that will probably need some surgical attention? Is the sooner the better? Is there anything they can do in the meantime? Vitamins or I don't know, moisturizer or something? I don't know.
No, I mean, not particularly. That's going to prep you for surgery. I think the best advice you can give somebody is get yourself into a safe place. Where you and your children. Because a lot of times this is not just one individual who's affected; it's a whole family that's affected. And start to repair that portion of your life, and then when the time is right and when you feel capable and mentally ready to undergo one of these procedures, that's when it's time to reach out, and they're very good and very conscientious about finding a good doctor to take care of you. Scar revisions and rhinoplasties or whatever needs to be done for these abuse situations. They can be done at any time. It's not like if you have a bad scar that it needs to be repaired right away. In fact, in scar revision surgery, we typically try and wait till about a year before we do a revision surgery on it, just to see where it gets, because sometimes things that look bad on the front end don't always look terrible on the back end.
That's good to know, yeah.
This obviously has hit close to home with you. Did you know of anybody that had to have this done personally, or were you a victim of abuse?
No, I am not. I got into this, and unfortunately for me, no close, real family members or friends, at least that I know of. Again, like I said, not everybody reports everything, but fortunately for me, I haven't been personally affected by it. But I went to 14 years of school and training, higher education, and at the end of the day, I had to look in the mirror and say, well, it's not all about money. It's not all about fame. It's not all about celebrity. It's really about giving back to your local community and society as a whole. And, I'm never going to be some career politician who makes great legislation and affects, things like that. But given my skill set, I figured I could help people in a bad situation. Everybody in this world needs help sometimes.
Well, you really are a good man. Let me, if you don't mind, I'm going to let a caller get through. Good morning. Thank you for calling and waiting. You're on the air.
Oh, no problem. I was calling in just to say thank you to this wonderful man and everyone else who, through their ability and everything they know and their wonderful hearts, that they do things like this to help people and, give them support in so many ways. It's such a blessing that there are these wonderful angels out there. And I just want to thank him and all the others who do all these really unbelievable things for people who are suffering. And so you stay well, and God bless you and everyone else. Thank you.
That's very sweet. Nicely said. Thank you for that. Yeah, I think we're all feeling that way, Doctor. Thank you for what you're doing. All right, let's give the listeners the information again. NCADV.org, which stands for National Coalition Against Domestic Violence, and the 800 number is 1-800-799-SAFE. We'll put this up as a podcast so you can share it with anybody who might be interested in it. Doctor, keep up the good work. Thank you for what you're doing. You have just inspired all of us to do better. Dr. Benjamin Stong, thank you.
Thank you very much for having me. Have a good day.
You're welcome. And we will take a little break and be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. On this Wednesday, intervals of clouds and sunshine with a shower and thunderstorm or two, high 88 to 92. The partly cloudy Wednesday night, low 74 to 78. For Thursday, times of sun and clouds with a shower or thunderstorm, high 89 to 93. And for Friday, partly sunny, just a chance of a thunderstorm, high 89.